How's it going, you guys? Welcome back to another edition of the podcast. My name is Ramon. This is Dad's podcast project. And today I had a question that I thought my children might ask when they get older and decide to join in on the parenting life. And that question is, what diapers do I get my newborn? So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So what diapers do I get for my newborn? Now there's the main two, Pampers and Huggies. I don't know if there's any other ones. I'm sure, come to think of it, there's Kirkland, there's a Walmart brand. I'm sure Great Value diapers. Target has their own brand. What it boiled down to for us wasn't necessarily price, wasn't necessarily, not trying to throw out a mild flex or anything. But when it comes to something that your child has to wear all the time, you kind of should not think so much about the price. You shouldn't penny pinch on your toddler or your newborn there. But the hospital, I think both hospitals that both of our children were born at, they were born at two separate hospitals, but they both used, I want to say, Huggies. Now, come to think of it, I think where my son was born, they used Pampers. And where my daughter was born, they used Huggies. And pretty much we decided to go on Huggies. My son, I think he had a skin irritation with Pampers. Probably just because of the way that they're made. I mean, just his reaction to those diapers determined that they were not going to work for him. And we weren't going to force him to continue to wear that because, maybe I wore Pampers, maybe my great-great-granddaddy wore Pampers, who knows? Whatever your reasons may be for wanting to continue to purchase or stick with one brand. But we sort of had to, kind of like the three little bears, we had to find what was just right for our children. And fortunately enough for us, it was the second choice that we picked, Huggies, that pretty much just worked out. Now, that's not to say that we didn't try other ones. Now, when I say that you shouldn't penny pinch with your children because they have to wear these all the time, it's much like a pair of shoes that if you're working on your feet all day, you don't want to go and skimp out on a cheap pair of shoes because you're going to feel that. And the same thing with your children. If they're wearing those diapers just all day, I mean, granted, they're going to be changed when they need to be changed, but for the most part, they're logging the hours in these diapers. You want to make sure that they're comfortable as well. So things like chafing, things like rashes, all that stuff you want to keep an eye out for. And so we did, going back on what I was saying, that not going cheap on diapers, that's not to say that we didn't ourselves find ourselves in a position where we had to purchase a bag of less than expensive or non-name brand diapers. And boy, was that a big mistake. We went with, I don't know if it was a Target brand or if it was a Great Value brand from Walmart. But it just seemed like, I don't know what was going on, but it seemed like those diapers just fell apart. Like they didn't, as soon as there was just even, going number one in these diapers, it just seemed like they just expanded and they were just soggy and falling apart. Like you can tell the difference in the quality of a diaper just right there. And I don't think we ended up using the rest of them. Like it was one of those like almost not one and done, but like maybe two or three and then done. So we learned our lesson with that. And it was, I think we were out of town or we were on the road or something. I can't remember exactly what it was because, again, there's different, I guess, models of diaper. So we go with the Huggies movers. And these, I mean, yeah, they have like Mickey Mouse print on them. That's what I know. And then it's a purple box. And it's supposed to be, I guess, better for your child if they're moving around or crawling or things like that. So we've gone with that brand, like Huggies movers, not just plain Huggies. And it's worked out. Now we do buy in bulk as well whenever there's the opportunity. So going to Costco and just buying a huge box of diapers has worked out for us. Now, we've also been told by friends about using services like Amazon's diapers. Like you can purchase diapers through Amazon. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's like free shipping and they'll keep sending you diapers. Now that's like a huge convenience. But we're not too into like, not to say not too into technology, but not too into like a lot of these internet services. Just maybe we're not that age demographic. We still prefer to go out, even though it does feel like an inconvenience. We still go out and purchase these goods in person. We don't have Amazon delivering at the door every day. So just one of the things that I kind of wanted to get out there. I figured, this question may come up. I don't know if Huggies and Pampers are going to make it through, whatever the next 20 years may be in terms of diaper technology. But whatever the case may be, I don't want my children to think that just because they wore one brand of diapers, that's the end all be all, or just because the hospital provides you with like a sample pack of diapers, that's the end all be all, that you should pay attention to how your child is reacting to that material, how your child's reacting to that diaper. Because as I said with our son, he developed a rash and it was really uncomfortable for him to wear Pampers. Now, that's not knocking Pampers. I'm sure there's thousands upon possibly millions of children who have worn Pampers with no issues. And that's not to say that this one case study is the end all be all. Pampers, no. Huggies, yes. It was just one scenario. And I think that what would also be a good suggestion or kind of little tidbit of information is you don't always have to trust the hospital in what they're providing you either. If they're providing you with Pampers, but you notice that your child is developing like a rash from that diaper, use a different diaper. You don't have to, like, as new parents, a lot of times we just feel like maybe the hospital knows best or grandma knows best. You kind of have to just take it up upon yourself to make that gut decision. And no one's going to tell you otherwise. There's no doctor that's going to say, no, they should be wearing this brand that we're providing you. I want to say I had seen mothers they were bringing in like their own items because hospitals even provide like a little onesie for your child. And, some parents, new parents, they already have like newborn clothes that they want their child to be wearing already. Now, we didn't go that route because those new onesies, those first ones, they're going to get messy. Like you're going to throw those ones away. Those are the throwaways. You want to get your feet under you, get your sea legs when it comes to changing your newborn, because there's going to be mistakes. You're going to, without getting too graphic, things are going to get out of hand. And so you want to make sure that if you have a pair of like onesies or something that you really love or you want to see your newborn in, maybe take the hospital up on those free onesies that they're handing out and use those as like sort of the training wheels with this. But that's kind of all I got for you guys today. Sort of a quick one, keeping it short and just answering a question that, maybe my children will have in the future when they decide to join the ranks of parenthood themselves. It's not necessarily about what you used. It's not necessarily about not what I used. It's not necessarily about what your friends are using. You've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust your gut and trust your instincts. Ultimately, you're the one who's going to have to make all of the decisions for your newborn, diapers and all. So with that, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to these podcasts. Sorry, it's getting a little... And as always, till next time, you guys. See ya.